Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Albay Provincial Library and Information Center, APLIC, received donations from the Asia Foundation and RTI International on April 17, 2024. Provincial Librarian Emeline Bautista personally received various books during the ceremonial turnover, spearheaded by representatives from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Advancing Basic Education in the Philippines, ABC Plus project implementers. Bautista communicated her appreciation to the foundation, which has been a long-time partner of APLIC. The official also acknowledged the importance of such partnership in forwarding initiatives that will deliberately improve learning outcomes in reading, mathematics, and socio-emotional learning for children in the early grades, particularly from kindergarten to grade 3. In other story, Chalkboard Incorporated, in partnership with the provincial government of Albay, officially launched the pilot project of the Academic Remediation, Acceleration and Livelihood (ARAL) program during the ceremonial signing of the Memorandum of Agreement on April 16 at the Dignitary Hall, Albay Capital. The ARAL program's goal revolves around helping 300 selected students in improving their understanding and development in literacy and numeracy to address the increasing number of non-readers and combat illiteracy in the school children. The program's pilot implementation will be conducted by Chalkboard Incorporated for free, where 25 grade 3 non-readers will be in small group tutoring sessions with 6 tutors. That will be 1 tutor for 5 students, supervised by 1 program coordinator. In other news, the Provincial Planning and Development Office has stressed on the prioritization of efficient resource utilization in choosing programs, projects, and activities (PPAs) for this year. During the PDIP consultation meeting, PPD Coordinator Arnold C. Rubia has emphasized the objective of the 4-day Provincial Development and Investment Program (PDIP), which aims for a more efficient resource allocation in the conduct of relevant projects, programs, and activities, or PPAs. Rubia highlighted that the objective of conducting these sectoral meetings is to scientifically and strategically identify priority programs for funding considering the limitations in the budget. Rubia also underscored that the priority PPAs must be harmonized with the Provincial Planning and Development Framework Plan, PPDFP, considering the inclusion of a balanced project listing with budget and investment schedule as one of the expected results of the consultation. In the national scene, the Department of Migrant Workers, DMW, on Thursday said 3 overseas Filipino workers died during the flooding in the United Arab Emirates. DMW Officer in Charge, Undersecretary Hans Leo Kakdak, in a post on X, said 2 OFWs died due to suffocation inside their vehicle during the flood, while another died due to vehicular accident. Torrential rain flooded roads, homes, and malls and briefly halted operations at Dubai's airport as the storms lashed the Gulf on Tuesday, after leaving at least 18 dead in Oman. Dubai, the Middle East's financial center, was paralyzed by the heavy storms that caused widespread flooding around the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. Flagship shopping center Dubai Mall and Mall of the Emirates both suffered flooding, and water was ankle deep at least one Dubai metro station. Roads and residential communities also suffered heavy flooding in scenes repeated around in the oil-rich Emirates, a desert country where rain is an unusual event. In other story, the Department of Justice asked Timor-Leste authorities on Thursday to immediately extradite or deport former Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr., following reports of bribery involving a member of the Criminal Investigation Police. In a statement, the DOJ said there were reports that the son of Teves Jr. supposed offered a bribe to a PCIC member, amounting to $2,000 or over 114,000 pesos in exchange for security inside and outside Bacura prison. Teves is facing multiple counts of murder, frustrated murder, and attempted murder for the death of former Negros Oriental Governor Roel Digamo and 9 others. He is in pretrial detention at Bacura prison following his arrest in March by Timorese authorities acting on an international police red notice. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla reiterated his call that Teves should face his cases in the Philippines. In other news, the Department of Health, DOH, is concerned and on alert as it sees a week-on-week upward trend of measles or Tigdas cases, recording 1,627 cases from January 1 to April 6, a number 5 times higher than the 308 cases in 2023. An outbreak has already been declared in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Bar-MM, with 48 of the country's measles cases coming from the region. DOH spokesperson Assistant Secretary Albert Dominguez said on April 18. According to Domingo, measles is untreatable unlike pertussis and a virus, and doctors can only give supportive caregiving serums, observing reducing fever, but people cannot do anything about the virus but wait for it to subside. Sadly, there is no medicine for the virus, just symptomatic treatment. And in the news outside the country, Microsoft said on Wednesday, April 17, that Russian online campaigns to influence the upcoming U.S. presidential election kicked into gear over the past 45 days, but at a slower pace than in past elections. Russia-linked accounts are disseminating divisive content aimed at U.S. audiences, including criticizing American support of Ukraine in its war with Russia, researchers at the tech giant said. The Russia embassy in Washington did not respond to a request for comment, but the Kremlin said last month it would not meddle in the November U.S. election. It also dismissed U.S. allegations that it has orchestrated campaigns to sway the 2016 and 2020 U.S. presidential elections. While the Russian activity, Microsoft observed, is not as intense as around the previous elections, it could increase in the coming months, the researcher said. In other story, Israel will make its own decisions about how to defend itself, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Wednesday, April 17, as Western countries pleaded for restraint in the responding to a volley of attacks from Iran. The United States, European Union, and the G7 group of industrialized nations all announced plan to consider tighter sanctions on Iran, seen as aimed at mollifying Israel and persuading it to rein in its retaliation for the first ever direct Iranian strikes after decades of confrontation by proxy. Israel's Air Force said late on Wednesday its fighter jets had struck the terrorist infrastructure of Iran-backed Hezbollah in eastern Lebanon, stoking concerns about a further escalation in clashes across Israel's northern border. And finally, in the news outside the country, Britain's Prince William has returned to public duties on Thursday, April 18, for the first time since his wife Kate revealed she was undergoing preventive chemotherapy for cancer. In a video message last month, Kate, 42, the Prince of Wales, said tests taken following major abdominal surgery she underwent in January had uncovered cancer, something she described as a huge shock. William, 41, has been absent from official engagement since then as the couple and their 3 children come to terms with the impact of the news. Although he and his eldest son, Prince George, were pictured watching their favorite soccer team, Aston Villa, play last week, Thursday marks the first time William took official public appearance since Kate's highly personal announcement. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, April 19, 2024. We'll be right back next week for more updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francie May Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobbies. And of course, to our information officer, Attorney Mary Luduga Castillo. And of course, under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Elsie Grex Legman, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.
Hello mga Albayanos! Ako po ay malugod na nag-ibig sa inyo na tangkilikin ang ating sariling atin, ang Albay PIO Net TV. Ito pa ay naglalayo na maghatid ng mga presko, makatotohanan at napapanahong mga balita mula sa lokal, nasyonal at maging sa labas ng bansa para sa ating mga kababayan. Ito po ay mapapanood simula 8:30 ng umaga hanggang 9:30 ng umaga sa Albay Provincial Information Office official Facebook page. Thank you po!
Hello Albayanos, iniimbitahan po namin kayo na tangkilikin ng sarili natin. Ang Albay PIO Net TV na naglalayo na maghatid ng presko, makatotohanan at napapanahong mga balita mula sa lokal, nasyonal at maging sa labas ng bansa para sa ating mga kababayan sa Albay. Mapapanood ito mula 8:30 hanggang 9:30 ng umaga sa Albay Provincial Information Office official Facebook page.